Hey Miriam, thank you for joining me to record this call. Before we go ahead, can you give our viewers a quick intro to who you are and what you do?
Yes, I can do that. So my name is Miriam Castilla. I am known as the Effectologist. My business is called the Effectology Method, and basically what I do is I help women in business marry the magical with the practical so that they can actually move ahead and have more money, more time, the easy way without all the extra hustle.
Yes, exactly. And we've been working together the last few weeks, launching your new or one of your programs, Magnetic Money. Okay, I wanted to talk a bit about this launch and our work together. Could you share what made you sign up to work with me? Why? What were you looking for?
So I think it started with I can't remember exactly exactly where it was, but I had trouble with some copy, and you just gave me a few pointers, shifted things around, and suddenly turned something where I was just waffling on to something that sounded like a really smart version of me wrote it. And I was like, this girl actually knows how to convey a message, and not just convey a message, but convey a much bigger thing, how to really tap into helping people understand what it's all about. So I was really keen to work with you. And then when I discovered that you're actually really good at the strategy and putting the whole thing together, and it's not just about the copy, it was like, I need to speak to Risha.
I remember when you first approached me, you wanted me to write some of your Facebook ad copy and a couple of your posts and things like that, your marketing copy. And then I said, no, hang on, let's do strategy first, then copy, or let's review your existing copy. Do you think that worked out well? Or how do you think that panned out? Getting the help with strategy, not just with the copy.
To be honest, in the beginning, I was a little bit worried because I thought, no, I don't want to rip everything apart. It just needs a bit of tidy up in the bits that I'm not that good at. But now that we've finished the process, I'm so glad that you actually, sat me down and said, no, this is actually what we need to do, because it means that now I have a really clear map of where we're going and why we're doing what we're doing, and what the key message all the way through the process is. And I've got one document I can keep referring back to for all my copy and everything else I need, but it's actually, it all kind of now is seamless. It all fits together.
You've got the foundation in place. So if I just copy for you and sent it across, you would have just that bit of copy. You wouldn't have the larger picture of things. And now we've worked through your 7-day challenge. We've talked a bit about your webinar, your entire launch process. We've reviewed a ton of that copy. But more importantly, I think in that process, you've got the foundation for all of your marketing content. And the next round of your launch will be so much smoother, right?
Absolutely, can't wait.
Yeah, this round was a bit of a roller coaster trying to do everything together, right?
Well, I take full responsibility because I contacted you really late, even though my intention was to contact you early, but time got away from me. So I just want to actually say thank you, because you were really good at, helping with a moving target, and just, it wasn't as perfect as it could have been if I was more organized and approached you earlier, but you were really good at just still being really supportive. And so it didn't feel like it was an extra thing to do. You actually took that load off me and you really pitched in and helped. So it was fantastic. So thank you.
Welcome, my pleasure. I think that comes from years of corporate experience. I used to work in semiconductor software, 14 years, and always moving deadlines. One day you come to work and this project is important, put everyone on it. The other day, very next day, this project is moved to something else. So they gave me a good training.
Yeah.
But I think, you know what, there are so many different ways to launch, and every business coach teaches their own way. There are some trademark methods. What happens is you don't know which bits of pieces of those to take. And more often than not, I've seen business owners make things more complex than they need to be. I think one thing that we worked together on was trying to simplify your message, reusing pieces of your copy or creating those snippets or those nuggets that could be reused in different ways for your posts, for your emails, for your ads, everything, right? It's the foundation. You could keep reusing them wherever, whenever. So I think I like to keep things simple, and a lot of my work is helping you simplify stuff. Did you find that, did that come across, and do you now have a simpler process for your launch, especially the next one?
Absolutely. Yeah. And, even some of the strategy things, that we talked about, we've just simplified it, and it just kept, and it's really interesting because that's something I actually consciously started doing in my business as a whole late last year, where I just kept cutting things down. No, less is more. And when I did that last year, my income doubled. So, less is more, and simple is definitely the way to go because you can focus. And in the process of working with you, we first started mapping out what are the, the key symptoms I help people with and all of that. And we did that whole big document. And, to be frank, in the beginning, I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to need all of these little things. I just need, like, can you just write me 2 Facebook ads and, a few Facebook posts and just polish up my sales page. But now that I've got that, I understand that I've got this one document that really is going to be plenty of copy to last me for several launches, until things might even shift and change. I've got more than enough, and I just have one place to go back to. It wasn't like we need to create all of this so then we can create all of this. Like, no, this has everything we need in it. And I didn't understand that at the beginning. So I would just say anyone who wants to work with you, just to trust the process and do what Risha tells you to do.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. But it's the way I look at it, it's a bit like building blocks. If you have a solid foundation and you have the right building blocks, the rest of it becomes so much easier. And now when I'm seeing those snippets, those nuggets that we wrote in your Ground Zero doc, as I see them going out in your emails, on your Facebook posts, you have one part from here, you have another thing from here, and it's a brand new post and it's still spot on. It doesn't look like it's, taken bits and pieces from here. It's so cohesive, right?
Yeah.
Do you think this will help you in your next launch?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just the fact that we've gone through it now, it actually is now cohesive. And next time I know, all I need to do is go back and edit things and maybe go, I might adjust that a little bit, but I know exactly where to find if I want to adjust and switch things out, I know it's all there.
So sometimes when I ask people to go through this process, hey Miriam, can you still? Yeah. So
I can hear you.
I ask people to go through this process. They're like, oh, but I don't need to. Oh, but it's just about one launch. I can't invest so much time and energy in one launch. What they fail to recognize is that it's not just about one launch. When we work together, we set the foundation, right? This particular launch might go a bit, be a bit of a struggle as you try to get all of the systems and processes in place. But it ensures that your next launch and the one after that are much, much smoother. So it's never just about one launch. It's an investment that will last you a couple of launches. Okay, Miriam, one more thing. What was the best part about working with me, and what was the worst part about working with me? There are sides to the coin, right?
Okay, I guess the worst, I'll start with the worst part. The worst part was really just not understanding in the beginning exactly how valuable this would be. So I had to actually get past my own resistance. Even though I reached out and wanted your help, then it was like, but I don't want to spend any extra time because I'm already really busy. But just that little bit of extra investment was actually worth it. And so I guess the worst part was me not quite understanding what the end result will be, because I totally agree with you. Now I feel like as you said, I have all these Lego pieces and it's just, what color house do I want to build? And I've got the options and all the pieces are there, and it's just a mixing and matching process. The best part, I think, was just the way you get stuck straight in. Like there was no fluff, there was no time wasted. It was like, right, we're getting on the call, and we just got through so much in such a short period of time, and knowing that, yes, I can't implement it all this launch, but I have it all there and it's all recorded and it's all documented. And so, just knowing that I can implement quite a bit of it, and then the next launch it'll be about implementing the rest of it, and then I'm kind of set and forget.
Yes. So sometimes I've known coaches who would just send you the rough notes or some snippets, but I make the effort to write down those detailed notes and tasks and stuff. Because when we're on the call, we're brainstorming. There are 100 ideas flying around. And after the call, I want you to be clear about what we discussed, what you need to do, and more importantly, what you want to carry over for the next time. Right? So now that you have all of those notes in place, etc., again, the next time around, your next launch, we don't have to repeat this. We don't have to go through these strategy sessions again. You have all of that. You can go back to those notes. You can go back to those recordings, and you're set. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to share about this whole process? I think I've asked you the standard questions I wanted to. What else would you like to share? Or
I think I think really what I'd like to share is it's a bit like every one of us who runs our own business. We have these clients who think they know what they need, but we know what they really need. And I found myself being one of those clients where I was like, no, I really just need you to help me clean up my copy. But what I needed was to get really clear on that ground zero work that we did, because now it's like I'm not trying to recreate the wheel every time. So I think the thing I most want to share is, if you've seen Risha's work and you like Risha's work, then just trust her process and go with it, and don't feel overwhelmed, because you do go really fast, and and you're very upfront and direct, which is actually what I really like. And sometimes it's like, oh no, but we just spent all this time and effort and money building that, and you've just criticized the hell out of it. But you're also very quick to say, listen, do what you can, leave the rest for next time. You don't have to do all of it, and you don't even have to agree with all of it necessarily if you don't feel it's a fit. So yeah, just I don't even know what I'm saying. Trust the process. That's what I'm saying.
No, I do get that. I am very direct, and I do cover a lot of ground on my calls. So you're right, it can get overwhelming. But the thing is, you're here to, if I didn't do that, it wouldn't be fair to you, right? If I didn't share what I see, what I know, and how you can improve, it wouldn't be fair to you. But I also realize that not all of the stuff that I tell you is immediately doable. So I also clearly map out, this is what you need to do now, and save this for next time, right? Because you know what, I understand, we're all women in business, we're juggling 10,000 things at the same time, we are moms, we have a whole lot of stuff going on. There's only so much you can do, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You have to just be on the right track and keep going. So simplify, do what you can, move on.
It's a continual evolution.
Exactly.
Like all of life.
One last thing. Who do you think, for those who are considering working with me, or for the other people watching, who do you think should work with me for launch strategy? Who do you think it would be a good fit for? Or if someone's thinking about it, what would you tell them?
I think, I hadn't thought about this. So I think that you would be a great fit for somebody who is just serious about putting their launch together in a way that's really cohesive and that works all the way through, and really to get onto it as soon as possible, because if they've already done their bits and pieces, then they're going to be a little bit like I was, where there's resistance to, but I don't want to pull everything apart I've just done, even though that's not really what you have to do at the end of the day at all. But I think just sit down, do the strategy, then build the launch. Anybody who wants to build a launch that's going to be sustainable, that's going to actually create good recurring income that they can build on over and over and over again, keep refining, keep getting better, keep making it easier every single time. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking time out in the middle of your launch. I know we're not yet done with this launch, but I wanted to record this in between just to capture the process. Because once it's all over, you'll be...
that was easy. Yeah, I'll be like, that was easy.
Okay, so Maria, best of luck with the rest of the launch. I can't wait to see how things unfold, and I'm hoping you help anyone, what? We didn't talk about the actual program. That's magnetic money. Okay. So sorry to jump ahead and not talk about this program. Miriam is running a really, 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 really amazing program called Magnetic Money, which marries, like she said, marries the magical with the practical. Now, women tend to quite often struggle with money, the feelings and emotions about managing money or even manifesting money. And what I loved about Miriam's program, I've been following her for a while, is that she combines the magical and the practical so effortlessly. The practical techniques to save, invest, etc., and the magical manifestation part of it. That's why I agreed to work on this launch with her. Okay. Now, as I'm seeing things unfold and seeing how her 7-day challenge and the upcoming webinar is unfolding, I'm really, really honored and proud to have worked on this with her, because I strongly believe women need to get a grip on their money. And the way society ingrains in us is that money is something to be hated or feared. That's how we feel about money. Our relationship with money is very, very rocky. So those of you who are watching, if you have been thinking about improving your relationship with money, reach out to Miriam. And once I post this on my page, I will also include links to her free challenge, etc., and her program, so you can go and take a look through them. Okay, and feel free to reach out to Miriam directly if you have any questions about the program itself. Okay?
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to add, Miriam? I went on a monologue, but anything else you'd like to add about?
No. Oh, look, you said it really beautifully. So I'm like, can you come with me everywhere I go, please? But it really is, it's like you say, we carry so many hang-ups around money, and then we wonder why we can't attract it consistently and feel good about it, feel confident about it, and have that level of trust that, yes, we deserve it, we're worthy of it, and to just know that it'll keep coming. And so that's why I'm really passionate about having to marry the magical with the practical. And as a hypnotherapist, I help people release all those unconscious old money stories and so on. So it's a healing, like any other relationship. I just sent out an email talking about, it's like having a dysfunctional relationship with your partner who just keeps walking out every time things get hard. And that doesn't engender trust. So we want to heal that, we want to shift that, and then more money can start to flow and we can just relax and get on with our beautiful business. So that's what I want to help more women do.
Exactly. And I'm sure, so ladies, if you've been thinking about this, if you know that money is something you need to work on, go check out Miriam's work, okay? Thanks so much for joining me today, Miriam, and wish you the best with the rest of the launch. We will stay in touch, okay?
Thank you so much for your help, Risha.
Welcome. Bye-bye.